For 20 long years. I smoked lots of reefer and drank lots of beer. Every day at 420, we're going to settle this score. And for 20 long years, it's been 20 past 4.
Hey, Jeff Kravitz, 420 Live. Happy St. Paddy's Day to everybody out there celebrating, I guess, at home or at a bar outside or being safe, right? You want to be safe. That's the buzzword for 2021. Safety first. Welcome to my year two of us together again, killing time, distracting, waiting for music to come back. And before I get into the fun, I just wanted to stop and talk about what happened in Atlanta yesterday. It's not all right to have a bad day. And the way people are getting away with these attacks in these incredibly white racist areas and being treated with kid gloves is just absolutely disgusting. And nobody deserves what the Asian Americans are going through right now. Nobody deserves what the Black population has gone through, or any of us to go through what we've gone through this past year with the police brutality. I try not to dwell on the news, but this is in our face. Something that affected everybody that saw that yesterday. And, my heart goes out to the community and to everybody. We need to make this country great again. And the first thing is to turn back on the love and to unite each other, because this is just, I can't imagine if people have this much hate and live in this country free, able to do whatever you want. You can do anything you want. And, that's kind of what I'm doing here. This is something that I wanted to do, to reach out, to communicate, to connect people together and to stay connected during a time of disconnection, when we weren't seeing each other. I'm a guy that gets around. I see and have met a lot of you. We spent a lot of time together, and to see, to have this alienation that we've had, this tearing apart, the suspicion of your neighbors, not being able to trust the ones you love or be able to spend time with them. It's been a really hard year for all of us. So all of us that have survived, we pat ourselves on the back, but we need to take care of each other and protect each other in these times. This is just not the direction that we deserve. We deserve a lot better from everybody in our community. So it's time to step up and to, let your voice be heard and let everybody know that you're not going to stand for what's been going on. And back to the nonsense now. But yesterday was a very special show. We celebrated 1 year on the air. Had an incredible lineup. I want to thank everybody: Pauly Shore, Brendan Bayless, Ryan Stasek, Joel Cummins from Humphreys McGee, right in and talking Grateful Dead with David Lemieux, Jeffrey Ross coming off for a quick short roasting, my friend Leon Robinson, amazing actor and musician, Noel Kassler. I mean, I can't shout it out enough to Noel. He's been my most watched show ever. So it was amazing to have him and talk to him. Carl Denson talking about his role in the new Eddie Murphy movie Coming to America, reprising his role from the Sexual Chocolate Band from the first edition of that, and my family for tuning in. So thanks, everybody. And also a shout out to our network, Osiris Media, Tom Marshall, RJB, Nick, everybody that helps make this thing roll. It's been a crazy year. I appreciate everybody's support and the love. And, I couldn't do it without everybody here. And, as much as I love being able to communicate with everybody in my real job, this is not what I want to continue doing. I'm like trying to figure out, when is life going to come back? When are we going to get back to, having some fun and seeing some shows and getting back to the music? It looks like, life is beautiful. Sold out the 3-day passes. They got their 1-day passes left. I saw Tame Impala was the last concert I saw, and I cannot wait to see them again. That light show is money. I think, what we have, summer camp. Ian Goldberg put up the summer camp list. I believe Electric Forest is not far behind. Hopefully in the weekend before or after that. And everybody's looking at 75 to 80, 100%. And we're looking to rock too. Anyway, we have a very special guest today, Rory Kramer. I met Rory at the Justin Bieber. I've seen Rory for years, running around with every band. You know, there's certain photographers that we shoot the events, and other photographers work with the artists. Rory's breathes that rarefied air where he gets amazing access and gets really intimate pictures of everybody. I'm not going to leave him waiting anymore. Everybody, meet my friend Rory Kramer. Hi, Rory.
What up? What up? Oh, my wife's running out of the room.
She's leaving. Oh, I saw pictures of her. You should bring her on because she would definitely help us.
I know, right? She's actually in the other room doing her job from home. You know, like as most people are from quarantine.
Yes. Well, you're a newlywed, right? It's been about what, 7 months or so, 8 months.
Man, you put me on the spot like that. It's been since August 22nd.
Okay, I can do the math. 7 months. That's pretty good. 7 months.
At least I know the date.
Yeah, don't forget that. It'll cost you.
I know. And I'll never forget. I'm good with dates. I'm not good with like the math of like how long it's been. Like, I'm definitely not ready for a child in the sense of like when people are like, oh yeah, he's like 17 months. I'm like, wait, 17 months. Like I have to like slowly process like what's going on.
Oh yeah, we started when you first have kids, you count the time in seconds, and then
you have kids.
Yeah, I have 3 kids.
3 kids. How old are they?
25, 22, and 21. So
really?
I'm officially I should be an empty nester.
Okay. I love the photos you got behind you.
Thank you. Some of my collection.
Any of your own work?
It's all my work actually, and I really don't usually put my work up, but I figured if I was going to have background photos for my show, I might as well use my own.
Wait, so you took that photo of Kurt?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just gonna shut the computer right now and end the call. Yeah, that's
Kurt up there, and the shot over my head is Prince in the Purple Rain from the Super Bowl. And this picture right there is Ryan Chen at Outside Lands, crowd surfing in a wheelchair. And underneath him is the Police on this side, 2007. That was like the shot of the tour. It's an amazing jump shot. And on this side, another amazing jump shot, Mike McCready from Pearl Jam. So, yes, the only picture that's not mine is the Eclipse up here. And that's my buddy Eric Anderson, who shoots with me at Bonnaroo. He did an Eclipse shot.
Right.
Did a really cool shot. But yes, these are some of my shots.
So real quick to the people that are joining in from like my following that maybe don't know who you are, what you do.
Right.
Kind of tell who you are, what you do.
Well, yeah, I'm Jeff Kravitz, and I'm a photographer with Getty Images. And, you know, I started talking about it a little bit in the intro, like kind of the difference between the two of us. And that is Rory is with the talent, is riding with them, getting pictures of them, getting ready and all that. And I'm the guy at the other end that's usually on the red carpet that has all access at these events and gets to shoot the show, working with MTV. I've worked with MTV for 3 decades now, shooting all the MTV Video Music Awards and stuff like that. And,
you have any photos of me when I did the red carpet?
You know, I was looking and hold on. I could check this out because I saw pictures of you jumping up because you're also an actor, right?
Yeah, so I actually had a MTV show like in 2017, 2018 called Dare to Live. And I was on the red carpet and yeah. Yeah,
so I see the shows. It was from Inglewood and my photographer's got you. Hold on, I could
hello?
Can you hear me?
No one's hello.
Oh, that's it. Daniela, supervisor on the phone. Am I speaking with Rory?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call you back. I'm in the middle of something. I've been waiting for like an hour to talk to you guys, but now like I'm in the middle of doing something else. My Wix account has been hacked, and my email has been changed. My website rorykramer.com, the email associated with it has been changed, and someone else has like changed that email and I don't have access to that. And now I can't have access to my work email that I've set up through rorykramer.com. And I can't talk right now, but I was wondering if there's a way. I've sent in a request to abuse@wix.com with all my information and screenshots of past emails where it says it's registered to my.
I'll let Rory finish that because obviously website issues are complex, and then we'll bring them back in. But I can stop screen, share screen. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There he is. Hold on, I think he's back.
We can.
He's still working. He's still working on it, but there he is doing his thing. Hold on. I see you. I see his. Yes, Dennis, I get it. I get it. Hold on now. Let's see here. What do we got? Hey, my people. Yeah, I like that, Alec. Rory is in the middle of it. August 22nd. Congratulations, Nicholas. I have worked with talent too, of course. I've done it all, but I don't really tour well because I don't have the time to tour. But yes, I've gone out on the road with bands. I've shot many bands and worked with just about everybody in the business. So hold on, let's see.
All right, I'm back.
All right, good. I knew
you
had
so a little backstory. Last night we were on set with Justin shooting some new stuff. I'm not gonna just stuff.
Yeah, I got you.
He's got an album coming out. He's working right now. He's in grind mode, work mode.
Wait, but she must be shooting videos. You got to do all the promo for that too, right? And get ready.
Dude, I'm just constantly rolling photo and video. But I got this. I went to go into my work email that I've set up through my website, and it said your password's been changed 3 hours ago, and I was like, that's not me. So I call my guy that runs my website. He goes back in through the website that we created the website for, changed it. We're back. This morning, I go to log in. I go to my email and it's like, enter your password. It's like password's been changed an hour ago. And I'm like, oh, this is happening again. So now my buddy calls me and he goes, yo, I can't get into the website where I change it to. So I call the company and long story short, so somebody's got in there and changed the account information to their password or to their email address and not my recovery email address.
Oh, but sometimes it happens on Instagram accounts where they hack
right when COVID started, my Instagram account got hacked.
Yeah. Do you have the all my accounts now have the two?
Here's the crazy part. Last night on my website, when I logged in, I turned on two-step authentication or whatever it's called. So you get the text, nothing. And these people still got in.
Wow. Because everything I have has that now, but I'm sure it's a little bit buggy. All right. Here's what I dug up from Film Magic.
You took this?
No, but one of my photographers did. Because when I work the red carpet, I'm not in that position. I'm getting people as soon as they hit the red carpet. Then I get them before they go out. So this is one of my photographers.
What do you call that? Where I was at, where all the photographers are set up. What do you call that?
That would be your step and repeat area.
Right, the step and repeat. Well, what would you call where the because there's so many photographers for people that have never been on a step and repeat or a red carpet. What is it Tell me how many photographers there are. What it's like.
Technically, it's the photo pen, right? And then you have one area of the arrivals carpet's going to be your photographers, and they're all heaped together. And then you have your interview crews. You know, in the old days, everybody there would have a real camera. If you didn't have a real camera, you were not allowed on the carpet, point and shoots. And now there's people out there with this, doing interviews.
It really depends on the audience, what kind of camera, and some people are I need iPhone because that generates more relatability to.
Well, it's also you have the immediacy, you have everything right there. And you don't and people are just blogging and they just need to have some content, and the quality of these iPhone cameras now, and the 12 and the 11 too, is unbelievable.
Yeah, the new iPhone, I got it, and it's like my friends that when I send them iPhone photos, they're like, bro, did you get some other, what are you doing with your phone? I have the same phone, but my photos don't look that good.
Yeah, well, we know the tricks. We've been at it a while. So what came first for you? Did you get into the photography before you got into the acting, or was it all kind of at the same time?
Always kind of I think looking back at it now that I'm older, it was kind of more of I just wanted my older siblings attention. Yeah. And I found with a video camera, I could capture moments and play them back and have this moment that maybe I could take up their attention span for a few seconds, queued up, rather than like, hey, come out here and watch me try to make this half court shot. And maybe it takes me a half hour. But when I had that moment all queued up, they started paying attention. And like, I was quick to learn. I was from a small town and I'd never had like an Instagram. Like I grew up, you know, like I was born in '84. So like when I was in high school, the early 2000s, and having access to playing back like a moment, it was like kind of this like foreshadowing of what's to come, like with Instagram and like social media. But at the time, it really showed me capturing somebody's attention, what they're interested in, and like just, yeah, how to hold somebody's attention and grab it.
So the camera came first, and then when you moved to California, when was that?
I moved to California when I was 25, 36 now. So 2009, I moved here. Yeah.
And the camera was the thing you started getting into? Or you start doing headshots and auditions and things like that?
So here's the crazy thing. So like I got into like, my mom was always rolling around with the VHS camera and like a little, I don't even know, like just some point and shoot film camera. And so like our whole lives were always documented. And so when like something inspired me when I was younger to like pick up a camera and like think I could like record moments with my friends or like make little short films, I just naturally opened that cupboard where my mom kept the camera and took it out and started recording my friends. And so when I moved to LA, I had like a big background of like filming because I secretly wanted to be in front of the camera. So like I learned these skills of like how to like, you know, direct my friends and make short films and like kind of act and be in front of the camera. So I learned how to use the camera so I could teach my friends how to use the camera to kind of record me. And when I moved to LA, I tried to get into the acting world a little bit. I did like some auditions, did some short films, did some like here and there projects of like, oh, this is gonna be the next big thing. And so, but like, I always still had a love for capturing stuff and editing and putting it to music. And people always, my friends always seem to like have an honest feedback about it. And that kind of inspired me to kind of like continue to do it as a hobby. And what became a hobby became someone's, they recognized what I was doing, this talent, and they were like, I can apply what he's doing to what I'm doing, like as far as like social aspects. And from there, it just kind of snowballed into, okay, now I know how to make videos. Now I have people asking me for photos. So now I have to learn how to take photos. So I kind of learned on the job. It's kind of like fake it till you make it. And to this day, I still don't like when I people are like, oh, Getty Images are showing up. This is Jeff Kravitz. And it's just like, yo, man, like these guys have put in years of work. They've worked with, I mean, you have the photo of Kurt Cobain behind you, like somebody that's my inspiration and like somebody I've never even got to see live, let alone photograph. And like, to me, like, so when you hear names or like people with that aura, it's like, it's intimidating. So,
yeah, but you have to understand what you're also your cost of entry when you got involved in 2009, the world was digital. You know, for me, the world didn't go digital to 2000 when they started inventing cameras that were priced lower, and then the magazines were accepting digital images, and that's when I went from film to digital. There's still people, I'm sure you know Danny Clinch. Danny shoots film mostly, but he'll shoot a little bit of digital. But I haven't shot much film in 25 years. It's not where I live.
I try. I keep a right here. I keep a little. It's nothing much. It's like I got it off Amazon a few years ago for like $60, but now you can get it on eBay for about like 100, 120.
Yeah, is that waterproof?
It's waterproof. Yes. Yeah. It's like you pop it open. It's ready to go. I think I don't think I have any film in here.
You find out.
No, I don't have any. No.
There you go.
So, like, it's not like an underwater housing. It's all built in.
Yeah,
and the photos from it, they're insane.
Yeah.
Like crystal clear. People are like, you shot this on film underwater? It's so I've always tried to like shoot film, and I do that a lot because Justin loves that look of film. He loves just that grain, that
it's very unique. It's
it gives it a look.
Well, you brought up Justin. Let's talk a little bit about your boy, because you guys have been tight now. You elevated up to the next level. You did his recent album cover that's coming out, I believe, Friday the 19th. How did that come about?
So I got connected with Justin back in like 2015 and started working with him through the release of Purpose. Started doing some stuff, and then he got off the Purpose tour and just kind of lived life for a few years. And I documented stuff here and there, and kind of found myself kind of just getting reacquainted with him from here and here, and had the opportunity to shoot his wedding. And we were going to do the Changes tour, and I saw him at church one night, and I was just like, yo, love to do the tour. Like, you know, if there's a possibility, or, you know, if you're into that. And he called me later that night, and he's like, yo, like, I really want you to think about that. You know, like, is that something you're really into? And, you know, I thought about it, got back to him, told him, yeah. And so we started gearing up for the Changes tour. And then the pandemic hit. And then fast forward to the New Year's, January 1st, his manager, Allison, she hits me up and she's like, Justin wants you to shoot all the album packaging for the new album. And I'm just like, what? Like, this is crazy. And so I think it was just kind of about meeting somebody, building a relationship, and just when you have the opportunity to shoot and make stuff, give your honest self and your honest work. And I think over the years, Justin's respected me and kind of gravitated towards that, which I hope, like, I can't speak for him, but like, I feel like that's what he likes about me. And so, yeah, so like she hit me up on January 1st about shooting it on January 14th. So like,
that was the day after we met then.
Yeah. So literally the next day.
Wow.
So
Happy
I met
New Year.
you. Yeah. I met you at the New Year's Eve T-Mobile event, the live stream.
Right.
And were we talking to Chris Gratton?
Yeah, we were.
We were talking to Gratton, and Gratton's like, yo, man, you got to meet Jeff Kravitz. Like, legend. Like, starts building you up. And I'm like, dude, I'm already intimidated. Like, so meet you.
You have such great control, like watching you work. I mean, you came up to me one time. You were like, did you get it? And I was like, get what, man? There's so much shit going on.
I was asking if you got it, because if you got it, I was going to be upset that I didn't get it.
Yeah, but I had no idea what I got until the end of the night when I started going through this shit. Because when you're shooting a show and that much is flying at you so fast, and you have a limited amount of time, you don't really have time to see if you've got it. Maybe once in a while you look down and be like, got it, and then you move on. But got it is such a thing. Like, did you get it? And I was like, holy crap.
When you do look down and you see that you got it, it takes off so much stress and pressure of like feeling like you need to capture that thing. And like, do you ever have that moment where you look down and you're like, okay, I got it. And then you kind of like enter a different flow.
You see, now here's something you don't understand about film. Like with film, you didn't know if you got it till the next day.
Right.
So when you were shooting all night, like you didn't have it. You know what I mean? You didn't have that breath of fresh air that you're talking about. And I know exactly what you're talking about. Because you're like, okay, I could go, I'm done. I could go put my camera down and just party the rest of the night. Because you had the shot. But you still, like, with film, you were like, I don't know the next day. And then sometimes you look at your film the next day and you'd be like, oh, I missed it by like this much. So you had to really.
Like, that's the thing about film. Like, you can be out of focus and it's still epic. Like,
but I mean, just, you know what I'm talking about?
Like, film, like now with digital, you can rip off hundreds, like thousands of photos. But like film, it's like, you know, you got to let the camera, the motor work, and like sometimes reload the film, like during an epic moment of the concert or whatever's happening. And so I think like being able to like capture emotion and like a moment versus like the perfect photo is sometimes more valuable.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, but like I said, I learned a lot by seeing the shots I missed. I mean, that's really what taught me the most, was going back the next day and being like, okay, why did you miss this? And what was it? You know, you have so much latitude now with digital because you can adjust your film sensitivity. You can adjust your shutter speed. You can adjust your lens. You have endless combinations now.
Are you, do you like to shoot a fast shutter or slow, or does it just depend?
Well, it depends on what I'm trying to do, but I'm trying to freeze things.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm an asshole, like on my phone. I'm typing in Jeff Kravitz Nirvana, and like, sure enough, this photo comes up. Like, dude, I've seen this photo. It's iconic. Like the framing with the wings, like I've seen it so many times. And like to meet you without knowing that you've shot an iconic photo that's like, you know, this first time probably saying it, like, wow, they're like, this photo's inspired me. And like this is a guy that I grew up admiring, didn't know, never saw, didn't really know much about him until like the brink of his death. Mm-hmm. Like I think I was, what, he died in 94. I was 94. 9 or 10 years old. So it was kind of like very kind of developing a lot of memories at that time. And so,
well, you know what, when I was shooting him, like he was really erratic. He was kind of erratic, right? And when I was shooting him that day, but he did show, it was the live. This is from Live and Loud, which was an MTV show that they shot in Seattle.
Oh, and
it was supposed to be like a whole Seattle bands thing. It was going to be Pearl Jam and Nirvana and Screaming Trees. And at the last minute, Eddie Vedder calls in sick because I think he was kind of afraid to go because he'd never gone head to head with Kurt. And I think he was kind of afraid to go head to head with Nirvana. I really think that he got
who wouldn't be like,
yeah, but Eddie also, I mean, Pearl Jam's an incredibly talented band. Eddie's got an incredibly talented voice, but he didn't want to do it. And I really went there to get the photograph of Eddie and Kurt together because no one had got that. So I went to Seattle. I'm like, I'm going to get those two fuckers in the same frame together. So he comes to be, he doesn't come. I'm incredibly disappointed. So I'm shooting the show. And this is during rehearsal that I got that photo, not during the show. When I went to recreate it during the show, I was with the crowd there and all the people in the place. I wasn't able to line it up like I was in rehearsal. So I got in rehearsal, and when I saw it in my lens, I got chills because I was like, this is not, you don't want to see this. Like, it's just ominous. It's ominous imagery 4 months before he died. So it was really
it's iconic.
Yeah, it is. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the kind words.
I honestly, I knew you worked in the business, and I know, like, I saw your Gwen Stefani posts, and like I saw she tagged you in it.
Yeah.
And like, was that the VMAs?
Well, yeah, I think you know what, I have to go back to even look.
Don't worry about it. But I think it was VMAs. It was like something during her iconic time, and like, that's like, I was just like, yo, this guy's the real deal. Like, he knows what he's talking about. And like, well, you know, today I went on the show without knowing that you've shot like one of my heroes and like inspirations.
No,
like,
I shot
not only just shot him. It's not like you just have a shot of him like backstage that like no one's like seen or whatever. It's like everybody's seen that shot. Like, that's so sick.
Yeah, you know what? I'm really honored to be a conduit for history. I really feel like my job is to put myself in between the history and the moment that everybody's watching on TV or at home, and try to bring something that everybody can remember in one photo. So I appreciate the kind word.
That's how like I've started to realize it works. Like maybe let's say I didn't know you, but I knew your work, like, and that work inspired me to take, you know, Justin's album, and then that album inspires some photographer to take the next generation. Like, it just gets handed down. It's like, it's cool to see people's work inspire people to want to go out and capture something tangible that lives on for generations.
Of course. What was it? Was Justin's shoot your first album cover shoot?
Yeah, it's my first. It was my first actual proper shoot with Justin. Like,
you mean like with makeup and hair, with makeup and hair and everything?
Yeah, the only time I've had Justin in makeup and hair is like a music video shoot, somebody else's photo shoot, and I'm just snagging photos behind the scenes or like, you know, doing just documenting. But I've never had a photo shoot where I'm the main guy shooting with him.
Right. And your concept, or like, cause it's all like,
so he sent me like an inspiration board, like a bunch of photos and kind of like a mood and look. And we talked a lot about like coloring. I knew he was into a lot of like the grungy, like distressed photos. So we talked about that. We did a test shoot where he was just like, yo, man, like, you want to come over today and just vibe out and like kind of get in like a groove. So like we went over the day before, me and him cruised around in scooters in his neighborhood, found some locations, shot, ripped off some photos, went home, edited, and sent him some like examples of not just the photo, but the photo kind of distressed into this like grungy 90s look that he was going for. And he's like, I think we're onto it. And so that transition into the shoot day, a day for me personally that I was really anxious about. It was my first time shooting an album cover, and it wasn't for just a no-name artist. It was for Justin Bieber, somebody that's very recognizable. So going into it, I was felt a lot of pressure, and I never worked where I'm tethered to a computer so people can see my work live. And so that was very nerve-wracking. And so, but I think
were they cheering and stuff behind the
so that was the thing. Like, so I plug in and I'm like, I can't even review my photos. It's going to these guys and they're telling me, they're exposing me, telling me overexpose, like any of this. And so I'm used to clicking a photo and looking at it and adjusting from there. So they're like, I'm kind of like bouncing back to the computer 6 feet behind me. And, but then like you start to hear like some like chirpers from like hair and makeup and wardrobe. And they're like, oh my God, this is it. And then like it boosts you up. And then like you start to feel confident.
That's very rare for you to have that immediate input from somebody else telling you, oh my God, you're on it or whatever. I mean, that's crazy.
And I think a lot of that camp had never seen me. They've only seen my final edit, my final product that I send to them, like what goes online. So I don't think they'd seen me work real time and seeing all the shots, basically.
Well, this stuff's incredible. Hold on, I'm going to share your. I want to share your Instagram here so we can look at a couple of these.
All right.
Because I love the look. The coloring, is that all from the light, or you got into it later with some colorization?
No, we had like one strobe that we were either putting a blue gel on or a green gel.
Right. Oh, so most of it is as in the camera. Or did you adjust it a little bit afterwards?
A little bit of both. Like if you go to
this is the stuff you shot in the streets here the day before.
Yeah, so that was in Venice. That was in Venice Beach. That was in Venice Beach. That was in downtown.
And come on, dude. Is this Times Square?
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Oh my God. You must like
I remember posting that. It still had
Toronto.
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. Go ahead. Which one should I share? Up here?
I put it in my.
Oh, right here.
That's the main one.
That's the album cover there, right?
Yes, sir.
Just amazing. And you closed the third. Is that 3rd Street tunnel? I'm assuming, right?
I get them confused. There's 2 tunnels down there. There's 2nd Street and 3rd Street. I think it might be 2nd Street, one or the other. It's the more known one. And yeah, so shot that with a 8 to 15 fisheye Canon.
You're right.
And yeah, we were set on 15 at that point.
And then they came in and cropped it in, right?
Yeah, so it was a landscape photo. So we had to crop it in for 1x1 for you know vinyls and CDs.
How about direction as far as body positioning and stuff like that? Do you just let him do his thing, or do you start?
I let him do his thing, like as what he describes it is like we're in a pocket. He calls it we're in a pocket, and like you kind of almost black out in a sense where it's like I remember taking the photo, but I don't remember taking the photo in a sense. Like we were so just in our element, like kind of like. He would throw a body position. I'd be like, oh, it's sick. Like, play it more into this because we're in a fisheye and the world works kind of in a warped way.
Right. Yes, sure.
So he would be throwing his body in different positions and I would be like, oh, like, that's cool. Come back this way. So you'd have this bend and like, so then his body would arc.
Yeah, there's another one here which I thought was one of the coolest leans in. Like I'd never really seen anybody in a position. Hold on, let me see if I can dig it up here. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, it's
where he's leaning in. I don't know where that is.
He's leaning in, holding his head. It's
yeah, and his foot's all the way stretched back. I mean, it almost looks like a yoga pose.
This one.
Hold on, let me see. Yes, that one. Hold on, let me remove this.
Yeah, let me see if I can zoom out and find.
You can probably share on your screen too if you want.
All right, you leaving, babe? Do you need me to go with you? Do you want me to go? I'll end this right now if you need me to go. Are you sure?
I'm good.
All right.
I love you.
Will you call me?
Yeah.
All right, I love you. Wife's going to get her vaccine.
Ah, there you go. Very good. Yeah. Which one's she getting? One of the 2-shot ones?
Yeah, one of the 2-shot ones.
Have you had yours yet?
I have not had my shot.
Yeah, me neither. I'm waiting. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. That's happening. We're going to get back to normal. Yeah. Hopefully Justin's going to go out on tour, right?
Yeah, I know, right? That's the $1 million question in the music industry.
Have you heard the record?
Oh yeah.
And is it upbeat dance record or is it all over the place? Because I know the last record was very
it's awesome. It's a solid body of work, which is great. It takes you all the places you want to go.
Well, you must be so stoked to have that album cover in the collection and be able to do that and be able to get that out of the thing. I saw this as something that was one of your intentions that you wrote down in your logbook when 2013.
Yeah.
You want to talk about how your intentions affect your direction and how you have to your visualization works?
Yeah. I remember just growing up and like buying CDs or taking my brother's CDs were just like very pivotal points in my life where I noticed like this music that I stumbled upon when I was just going through my brother's tape collection or CD collection impacted me in a way of like maybe dive into that like genre of music or dive into that band. And then it was like, once you got into the band, you start looking at the CD booklets and you see the images. And when a band, when I was growing up, released music, you didn't have Instagram, so you didn't have photos on the daily. Like it might be if Nirvana released a record, every 2 years, it was every 2 years before you got what they wanted you to see of them.
Right.
So to be able to like, not only just write my journal and say like, one day I want to shoot this. And like now, like as it's coming to fruition, have the opportunity to have some kid in their bedroom pick up this CD and like flip through that book, listen to the music and have an experience. It comes full circle. Like I've been there.
It's amazing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, and what about the video aspect of your career? I mean, are you directing videos now? Are you shooting? What's your?
I'm still writing a lot of treatments. I get asked a lot to do videos, come up with concepts. I haven't done a music video probably since into 2019. Chainsmokers did a music video called Family, where it was kind of based off my story life, or like what's going on in my life. And so I've had a lot of videos where I've directed. I've been
here's your video section on your website, which is really impressive. Chainsmokers.
Thank you. Yep.
You have a little story on one of these you want to tell me?
Yeah, let's see. So yeah, the top left one, You Owe Me.
You Owe Me.
Hey, Fear, come here. Come here. Come here. You want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Come here. This is my dog.
Hey, let's see the pup. Oh, mom left. The pup's all like,
I know. She's like, where'd she go?
Attention. Yeah, it's the first step before you get into the kids.
I know. That's training.
So go ahead. Tell me about You Owe Me.
You Owe Me, a song that Chainsmokers wrote. I was living with Drew, the singer at the time. And I was just hearing what he was producing every day. And we were hanging out, having drinks at night. And we would just kind of vibe out, listen to music, talk about films, watch music videos. We just kind of try to throw inspiration in front of our face. And then we would just come up with crazy ideas. Like, what about this? What about that? And then I was like, what if we just like had like a segment where you guys were just cleaning in the video? And it turned out from like a joke into like, what if this was the whole concept? Like, what if the video, like, they're just doing these cleaning, they're vacuuming, they're ironing, they're washing the clothes, washing the dishes, but it doesn't make sense until the end, till this like pivotal climax transitional point where they're at dinner with all these people they invite over and the house looks immaculate now before it looked like a disaster. And then all of a sudden they turn into vampires and eat their guests that they have for dinner. And so the end of the video, you realize, oh, the whole beginning of the video is they're cleaning up the massacre that they performed the night before at dinner when they ate their guests. So it was just this kind of like continuous cycle. And it was one of my favorites because it was, the Chainsmokers and I were very inspired, big fans of Wes Anderson. And so we tried to shoot it in a way of very just the way that he creates his films and storytells. We tried to emulate that and pay homage to it. And it was one of the just a cool video because I don't know, it was just there's a lot of pre-production, pre-planning into it, and to see it fully executed and hear people like enjoy it was very gratifying.
Well, Chainsmokers, huge hits. Closer, another huge hit. You know, and then you got your a couple of Justin Bieber videos in here.
Yes, sir.
And then you got some more Chainsmokers.
Yeah.
Paris. Did you tell me you had a funny story about Paris? Was that the one? Or
I think it was Closer. Well, all these Chainsmoker lyric videos, the handwriting, the lyrics on the screen are my handwriting. And how I did that was I'm not a good graphic designer. So that, hey, that's my handwriting. And that animation you're seeing, that's my handwriting on a dry erase board. I would play the song, I would film it, so it would give it a little bit of like motion and like feel in sync, and then I'd whip off. And then I'd bring in each clip, each line. I would invert it, so it would go from black marker to white marker. I would bring up the contrast, bring up the brights, lower the darks, and then I would color key out the background. And then that's how the animation and the motion of each, like in the backseat of your Rover.
I got you. So you're actually moving it around.
A camera movement, because I didn't know how to do that on a computer. So I kind of cheated the system and hacked it, and it became a look for the Chainsmokers.
Incredible. It looks amazing and huge hit, huge video. I mean, all the talent that you're working with here are some of the top in the world. Avicii here. What was it like working with Avicii?
Use it. And I was like, what? Like, I couldn't process like what was going on. It was very, very new to me.
So this was the first. This was your first interaction with anything like any talent or anything like that, right?
Like I'd worked with Cruella, Blau, Martin Garrix, 3 DJs in the DJ world, and that was like the first 6 months after I quit my 9-to-5, and like within 6 months, like I had an Avicii video on YouTube with me in it, and it was like. It was crazy. Like it was, I don't even know how to put it into words. It was like, it was one of those moments of like, I listened to this guy, like now, like I have a video with this guy. Like I couldn't process it. And then like, at the same time, I'd met the Chainsmokers and I went to Japan with the Chainsmokers. And at the time, the Chainsmokers weren't who the Chainsmokers were.
Right.
He was massive overseas, especially in Asia. We went there. Chainsmokers' videographer was more popular at their shows than they were. And so they started playing the Avicii the Nights at their shows. And they would take the camera from me and make me like jump around and like bring up like psych up the crowd. Like it was so like I'd never experienced something like that in my life. And I came from a small town in Indiana. So to like, sorry, I get so excited and I fumble over my words. Like I can't keep up with like how fast I want to talk, but like it was just it was so surreal, and it left me of like, well, what else is possible? And it just intrigued me. And from there, I always said yes to everything people asked. Like if they were like, hey, do you want to do this job? Like there was multiple times where I tried to say no to jobs. And like people convinced me into it, and like in the long run, I'm so glad they convinced me.
Yeah, well, it's always good to work, and it's always good to have the opportunity. You know, you're a lucky guy. You've done very well. I mean, for the amount of diversity in your in work, you're all over the board. Photography, videos, and also you're a stud, dude. Watching you do all those stunts, all your own stunts. That's incredible. I would have to hire a stunt guy.
No, it's just I don't know. Like it's I've lived a very, very fortunate life, and like I'm happy to gotten to experience what I've gotten to experience and work with the people I've gotten to work with. Like I've met an insane, incredible amount of people, been to incredible places, all because I took a risk and believed in myself. And it's that helps me kind of like chill out at the end of the day. It makes it all the stress work worth it. Yeah.
And you know, the important thing to remember is the self-visualization, that you really have to have a dream to be able to live a dream. You know, because, you know, you have to want it first to be able to get it. And people don't really understand that. They're just wanting anything to happen. So I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. I've been trying to get you on now for a while, but I'm glad we finally got it together. And I'm glad your website worked out. Your wife's vaccinated. It's all good. And I really look forward to seeing you and hanging out. We live in the same neighborhood. So I look forward now to the restaurants are up. We got to get together and grab a meal and hang out.
Dude, I love that. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity. See, I'm so bad with speaking. I haven't done one of these in so long. I'm so nervous.
Well, you did great.
Well, like I'm the kind of guy, like I take photos. I haven't like been in front of a camera. I haven't like spoken a while. I get nervous with my words. I fumble. So like to have this opportunity and to speak with you is like, it's been great. Like, as I said, like your work speaks for itself. Like the fact that you shot Kurt is like, it's inspiring to me. And like, I want to take that and like the knowledge and stuff that you've taught me and the moments that we've had and interactions, it wants me to continue to be a good person and like pass on that knowledge and inspiration to the next generations.
Yeah, well, it's always good to share. And I know you work with a team and you're building up other young photographers and you have them as part of your crew. You know, I saw a bunch of those guys that night at the Bieber show and they were all nice, respectful guys and they were all on it and into it. And, you know, you got the world right now, my man. You just keep running with it and keep making me proud. It's great to see you go at it.
Thank you, man. I'm excited to cross paths and work again together.
Looking forward to it. Take care and good luck. You got a big album cover coming out this week, and we'll look forward to hearing
everybody. March 19th, this Friday. Go buy a physical copy so you can see the photos I took. Walmart, Target, anywhere that sells CDs.
They still sell CDs. It's amazing, and albums too. There's going to be vinyl, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
And that's what really looks nice when you see your work on an album, like the old school. We used to clean weed on those things, you know, open up the album. We'd use it to get the seeds out. You don't have to worry about seeds anymore, thank God.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, thanks, Rory. Good
I appreciate you having me on.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Pleasure.
All right. There you go. Rory Kramer. Wow, what a talent. That video, the Knights. You're right. There you go, Shimmy. You saw a good reaction. I know that Rory is a Sony. I believe. I think that I saw him with the Sony gear. Oh, that's good. You got the album and the vinyl, everything pre-ordered. Excellent. Well, thank you. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Rory Kramer. What a week this week. You know, I'm not going to go live tomorrow or Friday, but I'll be back some point next week. Keep me posted on the socials. And, you know, what a week to come back. I have to go in for a small operation on Friday, so I'm going to be prepping for that, and I should be fine and back at it on Monday. But we'll see. Have a great weekend, everybody, or enjoy the rest of your week. And Jeff Kravitz for 420 Live, signing off. Catch ya later.